You've reached call in Mockery.
The spaceship lands on the desert planet. The crash landing. Get ready for a big boob. And then the sand flies back. When the door opens. And it's our two heroes, Landon and Mr. Tips. You can call me Mr. Tips. Where are we? It's so bright out here. We're in front of the bright lights of our podcast, just like we are every week without fail. Hey, you're about to set off the Oh, okay.
Every week without fail, we're here.
This is Colin Mockery.
On Planet Colin Mockery.
That would be good. That's
Restaurant?
kind of the... What?
A restaurant?
Planet Colin Mockery? Yeah. Or there's like...
Themed
themes.
restaurant, yeah.
A lot of this stuff behind
Mostly
us.
just this.
Yeah, if you're watching the video, a lot of the stuff behind us would be at the... Just one whole display case of cans. And... No, the cans actually... let's say $5 a pop. They're in a claw machine.
Oh.
You have a chance to take home a used Colin Mockery can.
That would be fun.
Now, remember, $5 and you might not get one. So just factor that in.
Keep that in mind. But remember, too, that on the menu, we have like the Fruit Loop chicken strips where it's like you think like, oh, that could kind of be fun and interesting.
Keep that in mind.
And you do order them and you eat them, and they're basically just chicken strips.
Yeah, but you
don't
one.
Yeah,
because it's the Fruit Loop chicken strip platter, which is based on, it's all sort of based on lore from the podcast.
Yeah.
But I think everything other than that, or it could be a big one because we're going by Cheesecake Factory sizes, which I've heard are big. Now, I was recently near a Cheesecake Factory. Never gotten to eat at one.
Whoa.
Never gotten to eat at one.
Really?
But I've always heard big portions. So I'm looking
big
at
portions.
I'm looking at the menu. I'm looking at the menu, looking at the menu. Stop. No whammy. Stop. And everything's about $19.
Oh.
So I was like, well, yeah. So I would hope I get. I thought it was like big servings, but it's $10
Small
mac and
fries.
cheese.
Yeah.
Huge portion. Everything's.
No, it's.
Jeez. Okay, the Colin Mockery ghost has come into the station.
Excuse me? So, yeah, basically we never take a week off.
Yep. So I'm sure that'll cut together perfectly.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Landon. Yeah, we probably should. We've been getting into the show a little
parched.
too much, right?
Huh?
But we never really get into the show.
No.
But we usually take too long to open our drinks.
Yes.
And our sponsors have been a little like
They've been perturbed.
Because just the longer something goes, people are gonna maybe not listen or whatever.
We've looked at the analytics, and
Right.
usually people turn it off within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, which is crazy when you hear people put the ads after the episode ends.
What is that now?
And then it's just like 5 Allstate ads.
And
why do you think I'm listening to this?
I know, but then sometimes you're like, you can't get to your phone to turn it off or
No,
whatever.
I'm usually
You're-
doing something where my hands are busy.
Yeah, so
they're
I'm
like
like,
wet.
Well, you got me.
Yeah. So I'm like,
I guess
all right.
I do need better help.
So we, of course, have our sponsors for the show.
And we thank our sponsors. We love our sponsors.
We wouldn't even be knowing what to be
doing
without
without
our
our
sponsors. Oh, ouch. So we've got our sponsor, Liquid Death, on the show as always. They sent us some brand new flavors that we haven't been able to try yet. Super excited about this. And those big cans.
Yes. Big cans. Hey, the last time I was this excited about big cans, I was watching Blind Justice, that Pamela Anderson movie.
Yeah. Last time I was excited about big...
Raw Justice.
Well...
Because it was kind of a soft...
Yeah. Last time I was excited about big cans was Barbarella.
That's a better poll, probably. Just because I can't remember the name of the movie that I'm talking about.
Yes. Did you ever
Baywatch.
see? So we've got our cans of liquid death here. I'm
Yep.
so excited to crack these bad boys open. Cheers to you. God.
Ooh, I love this new flavor.
I just realized we took drinks without even.
Yeah.
Are you trying to guess what the flavor is?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see if I could taste what it was,
Yeah.
but I got it immediately. As soon as the big, gentle, thick bubbles touched my lips, I said, "That's unbelievable." Just in my in my brain, I said, "Oh, that's pear. I'm getting pear," and I thought that's a funny pun that I could say. That's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Here, let's see what it was called. Oh my!
Holy crap!
It's called that.
Unbelievable.
Look
You
at that.
read that before.
No, I didn't. I swear.
Okay.
I swear to
all
Shai-Hulud.
Shai-Hulud. I think. Can I try mine?
Please. Now, you didn't look at the title, or you did?
I didn't yet.
Oh, okay.
But just the flavor of it,
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm attached to it. Like I'm part of the product. Like I feel like.
Whoa.
Like kind of tastes like melon. I just feel like a convicted melon drinking it. It's just
Interesting.
that's just how I feel.
Yeah, you're.
So I'm sure this is like watermelon crush.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, it says convicted melon on the 19.2 ounce can that I have here.
You looked.
No.
Yes,
I
you
didn't
had
look.
to
I
have.
didn't look. We took
Wow.
drinks before we even looked.
That's incredible.
Salud. Shai-Hulud. That is refreshingly natural, and I'm sure it's going to murder our thirst.
Yep.
Of course, if we run out, we've got the fridge,
fridge
the
in the
liquid
back,
death fridge
yeah.
behind us. But I don't think we will because these tall
They're so
boys,
huge.
they have agave.
Huh? Can I talk to you about, because we do a lot of what I like to call fuzzy water, but people coitally
Yeah.
refer to it as carbonated water or sparkling.
Yeah.
There's a famous brand of sparkling water called LaCroix. Now, I was just in a conversation with a bunch of absolutely dense, thick in the head, thick skulled, wooden spoon having ass people.
Yeah.
And one of them said, "Did you guys know this? My friend just told me LaCroix is actually should be pronounced lacrosse, because it originated in La Crosse, Wisconsin."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, that's interesting." And then the group was kind of like, "Oh, that's interesting." Someone looked it up, and they pulled up a video of. And I didn't see the video. They pulled up the video, and it's a guy, and he says like, "Hi, I'm the CEO of something beverage company, and we at beverage company have our most famous brand. You probably know it, LaCroix. But what you don't know is, actually, you're supposed to pronounce it lacrosse because it's from La Crosse, Wisconsin." And they're like, "Oh, wow, that's cool." And so I pulled out my phone to look it up because I thought this was all hogwash.
Yeah.
And the LaCroix website says it's pronounced LaCroix like enjoy. And then I saw it is from La Crosse, Wisconsin, but there's the St. Croix River that goes through Wisconsin. So it's called LaCroix because of that. And then I found the video that the other person played, and it was from a TikTok comedian's TikTok. And if you click on their profile, it says satire, sketch, comedy. And all of the comments on that video, of course, are like in on the joke.
Yeah.
And I said, "Look what just happened here. One person, probably your friend, saw this video, thought it was real, told you. You brought it to all of us. And even after I disproved everything, some of them were still like, well, that's interesting. I'm going to have to think about that. Like I didn't just disprove it right in front of them.
Like you didn't come to them with like, well, this says maybe something a little different. You're saying
The website
the video
says-
you're watching is fake. It says so.
It says it's fake.
And the brand says it's pronounced this way.
Yes. And I watched in real time as misinformation and disinformation spread throughout a group of about 6 people, and it worked.
I cannot believe you brought this up because I was going to bring up this as well.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you mine.
I was mad. I'm still mad. Go ahead.
Because then we can get into this.
Okay.
I was at used bookstore. Okay. Now, this is important. I was at a used bookstore, a place where knowledge
Runneth
proliferates
over. Yes.
through our community. Okay. This is just before I came here today. This was fresh on my tongue.
Wow.
There's a guy that works there. He talks loud.
I know him. I know him. One of the worst people I've ever known.
And he's talking loud, right?
I've never spoken to him.
I've spoken to him a few times.
I guess I have, but every time I do, I say, I don't like you.
Every time I speak to him, the whole place knows what I'm talking to him about because I'm being polite and just going, yeah, I was just looking for that. And he goes, well, yeah, like that. So he's over there.
Cronenberg originally wanted to option that for a movie in 1993, but actually, I don't care.
Yeah.
Do you have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or not?
This is a Little House on the Prairie book. He's like, oh, the back looks similar to Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, the Signet edition from 1972. And did you know that last night my stomach was not agreeing with me? Okay.
And then they're talking in their little section over there, and I've just heard him outright like cursing.
Yeah, I'm like, do you know it's like. Like I was talking about,
that's that second Spider-Man movie that bleeping sucks. I bleeping hate that one. That's with Sam bleeping Raimi directed that one.
It's
I
like
hate it.
The baristas that are in their own little world and they don't know everyone else in the place can hear them.
Yeah,
that's this bookstore.
Anyway,
so I'm about to make my way out. Right, making my way out of the store.
What is that?
It's just a
song parody,
stupid, but it's a parody of something.
No way.
Yeah, I took making my way downtown, walking fast.
Oh,
and I changed it to because I was walking out of the store, so I'm like making my way out of the store walking fast. Yeah. So,
oh my God!
But
I'm witnessing genius.
Sorry, you never said that before. It's like
I'm witnessing genius right before me.
All right. That's just
what is
that's
that?
An impression.
What? Oh my God!
Someone has a way they sound, but it's specific to them.
Yeah,
and you try to like mimic it almost.
Matthew Broderick.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that is incredible.
Yeah,
I'm witnessing genius here, folks.
Thank you. So, and my story, of course.
You're walking out.
Is that I'm walking out, and we've kind of hit on the end of the story, but he's talking to someone. So the setup is that now we kind of know where this is going because of what you said. But he's talking to someone, and he says, "Yeah, she's got. Did you know she's got she has sleeves which are full tattoos from like her, from wrist to shoulder. Sleeves are, so he's explaining what a sleeve tattoo is.
Yeah.
So I kind of tune in. He's like,
you're a tattoo guy.
So I'm like, well, I heard sleeve, so automatically I'm like, I get it. So I'm way ahead of him.
Yeah.
He's like, she's got sleeves, and so she's just got with cut off with her tattoos, and she's got she just has gray hair. So normally she just has short gray hair, and people know. And someone from the store is kind of listening in.
Sure.
So there's about 5 or 6 people up in this area at the front of the store. And the guy goes, who? And he goes, Dolly Parton. She's got full sleeve tattoo. She's got a full tattoos. The guy goes, no freaking way. Like really loud. He's like, Dolly Parton, full tattoos on her arms. And he goes, yeah. And she's got short hair, short gray hair, but the people where she lives, obviously, they just know, when she's out on the town, she just looks like that, and they just know, well, she's not being Dolly today. She's doing kind of a character. That's why she always has those long sleeves on when she's like playing shows and stuff.
Yeah.
So I hear that and I clock it and I walk immediately out and go to my car.
Does Dolly Parton
pull up? Does Dolly Parton have sleeve tattoos? Here's from an article from 2014. And they say, Dolly has continued to insist that while she never shows her full arms, she doesn't have any tattoo sleeves. She says, people said the other day that the reason you wear sleeves is that you have snake tattoos all over you. And I said, no, I don't. She told Today back in 2014. Roseanne Barr was the first to spill on Dolly's tattoos, telling Craig Ferguson, during an appearance in 2011. Do you know who's totally tattooed? I shouldn't even tell you this. Dolly Parton is totally tattooed. So that's what Roseanne Barr said 13 years ago.
Trusted source.
Trusted source. A comedian talking to another comedian, riffing, probably, or just lying.
Sure.
So just multiple. She's got like little tattoos. She's like, I've got a couple flowers and stuff. Whenever I get a scar, I cover it with a tattoo. Just a little. Sure. And there's photos of her wearing some sheer sleeves where it's pointing to like there's one tattoo. And then here's one between her breasticles. So just this is what I was going to bring this exact thing up. The guy says this to someone, telling them something patently not true.
Yeah,
just easily something you can look and see is not true.
Yeah.
Then he tells the entire store about it, and they go, "No way, full tattoos." And he goes, "Yep, yeah,
short gray hair."
Short gray hair and full of tattoos, her entire skins.
Dolly Parton?
Dolly Parton.
Really?
No way. She's one of those girls. Which who even knows what that guy means?
Yeah.
Because the guy goes, yeah. And then I just went and looked it up, and it's not true.
Yep.
And that's how just idiots just spread like maggots on the corpse of a rabbit. You know what I mean?
That's why I think maybe comedy is dangerous.
Because you don't realize when you're doing the comedy that people are stupid.
Yeah.
And they will take
you
take you seriously? I don't.
Yeah, you think that they're in on the joke but they're not like Roseanne started all of this. Because as you said, she's probably just riffing with Craig Ferguson.
And this was
in my mind, two of the funniest people ever born. Roseanne and Craig Ferguson.
And when you get them in a room together,
it's lightning in
and
a
he's
bottle.
like, well, how do you know he's got tattoos all over? And she's like, you know who's got tattoos all over? Dolly Parton. And the audience is like, oh.
And that robot guy in the corner. I don't know. I don't get Craig Ferguson.
Craig goes up and he takes the camera and like pretends to break its neck or whatever. And
his sidekick is a robot.
Yeah.
And
I forgot about that. That was good.
I'm told he's a genius. I've never witnessed it.
I had a chance to
witnessed.
Yes, thank you.
Genius.
But so that was over a decade ago, and it is still spreading as though it's true. And I don't even know how that gets out then, because who told him that? Where did they hear it?
It's probably like in.
And then he took it at face value. He didn't do any research.
It's like, oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Look up photos of her arms.
She's never. Yeah.
She wears long sleeves sometimes.
Sometimes, not all the time. I'm sure she's been spotted around Nashville in a T-shirt.
And at that point, it's like, well, it's when she's in her hometown of
one of the biggest cities in America.
Okay, so everyone there, but they kind of are in on it, so they know not to take shots. You know, they know not to take pictures of her when she's out. Are you the dumbest person on the earth?
I've been to Nashville. It's a tourist trap.
It's
people are there.
People are there that aren't from, and you don't. Even if you're from somewhere, it's not like, well, we're in on. We know she has full tattoos, but the world can't know that.
No, the president shouldn't know.
And and then all those people, they're probably gonna go, hey, honey, you know what I heard today?
Yeah,
the guy at the bookstore told me.
You know that very smart man who thinks he has hot takes about like the Wachowskis.
Yeah, he works in the reference section of Truth.
He's never been able to help me find a book ever. Yeah, I don't know. I think we can order it. It'll be here in 6 to 7 days. I want it now.
That's why I'm at the used bookstore.
It said it was here on the website.
Yeah, sometimes the website's wrong. Well, that's not my fault. That's your fault.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes they say we have stuff we don't have. You need to fix that.
Just go back to the days when you acted like you didn't have an inventory. Yeah. I'd come in and you say, well, we actually don't know for sure, but I could tell you where it might be.
Might be there, but now you have barcodes. So you kind of, and also like I've ordered stuff off their website before.
Sure.
And it tells you where it is.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do if I just order it and they go, well, actually, we don't have that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's like I ordered a book I wanted with a specific cover from this website.
Yeah. Then they send you a different
And
cover.
I got the right ISBN number. I got all the right stuff.
Don't matter.
It gives me the cover I want. They send it to me. It's one that I've never seen in America. It's the worst cover I've seen for the book. And I saw it once and I was like, that's crazy. That looks terrible.
Yeah.
They send that to me. And I emailed the company and say, hey, I know this makes me a lunatic, but I wanted this book with like a different cover. And they're like, yeah, sometimes you can't go off the ISBN. Then I was like, then why do you have it listed with different covers? And they're like, we don't know.
Yeah.
So I just have to read it in public. Like,
and ladies and gentlemen, that book,
Mrs.
Doubtfire.
Yeah.
The book. The novelization.
Yeah, it's the novelization of Mrs. Doubtfire written by Steven Spielberg.
Crazy.
Which is weird.
And I think Mrs. Doubtfire was based on a book. But it's one of those where it's not the book that the movie's based on. It's the novelization of the movie. Because that happens.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like Forrest Gump. They make the movie, but then you can read the book of the novelization of the... You know what I'm trying to say.
You guys understand it. You're listening to this. You're not one of these dullards that we're talking about.
If you know, you know. You know. You're listening to this now. You're listening to Call in Mockery on Prescribed Films Podcast Network. Network. We are rising from the grave. They've put us in the grave, but we will rise once again. Hey, that's not my drink. There's nothing down there.
Don't let your ear holes. Ladies and gentlemen, Joey, go ahead.
Lies, they spread.
And why? But no, this is what I was going to say. When I was a kid, there was of course, the Richard Gere gerbil situation goes around.
Yeah.
Everyone
puts them up there.
Everyone knows that one. We don't even need to talk about that one. Probably not true. There's at least some, like, you can't fact check that.
No, but I feel like it's also something you can't do.
Yeah, you'd probably die.
Seems dangerous.
Yeah. So there's stuff like that, like celebrity rumors, like Marilyn Manson took his ribs out so that he could give himself top.
Yeah.
Stuff like that goes around on the playground, sure. Yeah. But then there's other stuff that is fact-based. Like, when I was a kid, a friend told me Katy Perry and Zooey Deschanel are sisters.
Oh.
And I was like, I guess they do look similar. They both sing.
Yeah.
They both, like, are in entertainment. That makes sense. And I just took it. Now, I don't think I spread that to anyone.
Right.
Maybe I did, though. Back then, I didn't feel like it was something you could look up. It probably was. We've always had the internet as long as I can remember. I would have had access to the internet.
But I don't think it worked the exact same way as to where you Google. I mean, that's such a specific thing to Google. Is Katy Perry sisters with Zooey Deschanel?
Well, so I just took it and here's how it works. Someone I trusted, someone I thought I trusted told it to me. And where did he learn it? Who knows?
Well, and you could start by looking at, like, I don't know, their last names. They're different. Right. They don't really look the same.
No.
You can probably see where they're from, who their parents are.
Yeah.
So, like, you could put it together even if you couldn't look up that exact thing.
Yeah.
So you could have done that.
Yeah. And you could, also find out that Zooey Deschanel does have a famous actor sister
that does look like her.
Yeah, almost identical.
Yes, and she's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and her name is Bones.
Yeah,
Deschanel. And we love. Shouts out to Bones.
Yeah, we love Bones.
We love her.
We love Bones.
We can't do it.
Bones McKenzie, we call her.
We can't do that type of joke.
Oh,
Joey, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, and I did have something I was going to say, but now I'm just all turned around. Well, it was based on these ideas of just saying stuff.
Lies.
Just saying stuff.
Misinformation. Right? Disinformation. Oh, it proliferates.
It really freaking does, don't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
I mean, it also hurts, don't it?
Did you watch anything?
Well, it's Halloween night, and I spent the one night with the devil. Ooh. And yes, before we get into it, a disclaimer.
Late Night with the Devil.
What did I say? One Night with the Devil?
I don't know.
What was that? Well, I saw One Night in Paris. Late Night with the Devil is a movie that, now there's a disclaimer here. I did pay to see it.
You son of a someone you made known you don't.
But I paid the guy working at the place with cash.
Oh.
And I didn't tell him what movie.
That's awesome.
I just paid him and I said, this is all for you because I would rather turn into a puddle of wax than pay people that used AI in our movie. So I gave him full monies. He let me in for free, right? So it worked out.
Before we go too far, tell the kind audience what we're talking about a little bit, just in case they don't know.
Okay, the movie is called Late Night with the Devil.
Uh-huh.
And now this is a new movie that is, if you're listening to this now, it's in theaters. And I don't know how long it's going to be in theaters. Smaller film.
For long.
There's also...
I think it's coming to Shudder pretty soon.
Yes.
So it's one of those short window theatrical runs. Go ahead.
Shudder helped do that. And also, just the fact that when it starts, there are probably no less than 12 production logos that play.
Sure.
You know, you watch, it's like... And it's like... And then ding, 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 ding. Plinko Productions. And then it's like... Ding. Just like for 3 minutes, you're just watching so many production logos. It was awesome.
Hey, like any good indie movie, it has to have a bunch of fake production logos.
I'd never heard of any of them. It was awesome. Yeah. So this is a film starring Mr. Dust Malchian.
Yes.
And he is doing the damn thing.
Our favorite lovable freak.
And now he comes into his own as the star of the film. Takes place in 1977 on Halloween night on set of Night Owl, the television show, sort of a Carson. Oh, this is what I was going to say.
Oh.
These people that don't get comedy.
Yeah.
Watching a clip of David Letterman ask Leonardo DiCaprio about his name. He goes, Leonardo DiCaprio. That's interesting.
I'm laughing already.
And it's
even know.
You know, like when Titanic came out,
Sure.
it's like 30 years ago. He's like, that's so interesting. Leonardo DiCaprio. And he's like, yeah, my, whatever. It's, you know, that's my name. But my agent, an agent wanted me to go by like Willie Laramie or something. Mm-hmm. He goes, what? He wanted you to what? He goes, well, he said, you know, my middle name's Wilhelm. So he thought Leonardo DiCaprio maybe sounds a little too ethnic, which is funny for that Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like, he thought it sounded a little too ethnic. Yeah. So they wanted me to go by my middle name. So he said Wilhelm is Willie. And then, you know, he's like, that's crazy. Because Leonardo DiCaprio sounds so beautiful. I can't believe he wanted you to change that. And Wilhelm, where the hell's that from? He goes, you got German and Italian. What's going on there? Just making fun of him.
Sure.
And I go to the comments. This is not on any like comedy page, and people are just like, I hate David Letterman. It's just like let him answer your question.
No.
He asked him about his name and never let him answer. Just tons of people like, oh sure, ask a question and then not let him answer or make fun of his answers. That's his thing.
That's the point.
He's making fun of the fact that late night TV has to do, your name. That's so interesting. That's the bit.
You and David are making fun of Hollywood together.
So we can't do comedy anymore.
No, it's dangerous.
Anyway, that leads us to this movie.
Okay.
So Johnny Carson type guy, he's on late night and he's trying to get his ratings up, right? So he wants to do something scary for Halloween.
If it was Carson, he'd just have Charles Grodin come on and they could trade barbs. Now, this is a book I wouldn't pay $12 for. Luckily, it's only $9.99. You're like, is that a joke? I know back then it was funny. Maybe no. I love Johnny.
We love Johnny. And let me think of one. A movie that's top of the pops right now is Barbarella. Barbarella's out in theaters. Well, yeah. So he's kind of doing that.
People have called me a leather daddy, but I was hoping Barbarella would take more leather off, Daddy.
The new 007 movie's in theaters, and you talk about how he has a license to die. I'd say that's right, Ed, because the movie is just absolutely killing at the box office. And he's like, "That's good." He's like, "I mean, it's doing bad." He's like, "Oh, you drunk? All right, Johnny."
He's got a license to kill. License to kill. I messed that one up.
License to kill. Sorry, not a license to die. That's what happens when you're doing live TV, folks.
Luckily, all of the tapes are gone.
Yeah, they
no more Johnny.
No.
Can't see any more Johnny.
They're like, we have to put Happy Days on something. They couldn't make more tapes.
No.
Well, you can't just send us new VHS tapes.
It's right over them.
They just taped over them.
Anyway.
Oh God. So it's like that.
Is Carson.
Desmalchian is a Carson doppelganger. He's actually Carson is on TV in this universe, so he's going up against Carson. He's trying to beat Carson in the ratings.
Yo,
that's part of the plot here.
Is there any Jay Leno type who's like sneaking around in the back, and like, maybe I could take over. I don't want you to take over, Jay. I'll pick David.
Come on, let me get up there. David, there's going to be some kind of Tonight Wars going on.
They set up the sequel.
The Tonight Wars.
Last
Phase
Night
2.
with the Devil 2. The Tonight War. Tonight. Anyway, go ahead.
That'd be cool. So basically, someone's gonna get exorcised on TV or be possessed on TV or something.
Whoa.
You've seen this in the trailer.
Yeah, of course.
So
looks great.
Yeah, it's really good. It kind of knows what it is, which is great,
Sure.
It understands what it can do. And this is something that is nice about it too. An hour and a half long.
Beautiful.
86 minutes. You're at, 88, you're less than an hour and a half with credits in there.
With credits, yeah.
So because of all these Oscar movies I've seen that are so long, it was nice to get in. They get to the point. They don't overstay their welcome. Because I can do with longer movies where I say, I can imagine the version that ended an hour ago.
Yeah.
With this one, I can imagine where they kind of expand on some of the things that are left unexplored. Mm-hmm. You go, they could have gotten into that, but it's no, we don't need to. Is it what I thought it was going to be? Yes and no. It kind of touches on what the trailer brings into it, but then there's other stuff going on, and it's just fun. It's a nice, fun little thing that, like I said, it doesn't try to be too smart to the point where you're like, well, they really don't know. They're trying to be something they're not, and it's not. The writing's not working. It's great. What's really great about it is the
AI art.
Oh, yeah, what we're talking about, I guess, 30 minutes ago. There are a few instances where they used AI to make some art for the show.
Yeah.
And it's, I believe, from a screenshot I saw of like a skeleton that looks bad, it kind of cuts away because it's like, we'll be right back after this message. So they kind of cut to the little interstitial like they would show Late Night with Seth Meyers or whatever.
Right.
It's a skeleton.
Yeah.
And I guess AI made it.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's like an owl that I'm like, yeah, I think AI made that.
Yeah.
So not really sure what to think about that. I know we're all mad at AI. Mm-hmm. And they kind of said like, well, we were experimenting with stuff and that's what we wanted it to look like. And they obviously had art direction on the show or like on the movie because it's a movie.
Yeah.
And they've got the set and they've got his logo and all that stuff. So someone did that stuff and then they used AI to make the other stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I'm supposed to be mad at it because they could have paid someone to do it, but also they had, just judging by the 12 production things I had to sit through, I think maybe they just had didn't have the money.
Yeah.
To like,
Well, from my understanding is they, as a lot of people have experimented with, also the movie came out this year, but they made the movie like probably a couple years ago, right?
yeah.
So these things take time. We didn't know we were supposed to be so mad at people using AI
And you can tell
2 years ago.
also just the way it looks, the AI, you can tell it's not like, the stuff now where you're like, uh-oh,
Yeah.
hard to tell.
Right.
It's like that skeleton kind of looks like shit.
Well, from what I was going to say, from my understanding, I thought they, like, instead of a team of artists doing stuff, like one artist with the help of AI got an image and then kind of manipulated it.
Yeah, I think they used it as a starting point.
Yeah.
And then worked on it to make it fit the overall aesthetic they're going for.
Yeah.
And it works. I mean, it kind of sucks when you know that because I'm looking at it going, there's the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, I don't even know how that came out. I don't know how that, I don't know if they mentioned it or if someone saw it and was like, that looks like AI.
I think that.
So then they had to comment on it. And it's like, you could have paid some guy $100 to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess, because they're like, but they're stealing from the history of artists now, and you've let us all down. People are just experimenting with stuff.
Yeah. I'm a little less interested in an indie movie using it than 2 years ago or like a year ago when Marvel did for their opening credits for the Secret Wars or whatever it was, Secret Invasion. And people were mad.
Yeah.
But then Marvel was like, well, we wanted to.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of went away.
And that's I don't know. It just seems like that they were going for a very specific look,
Yeah.
and that was how they got to there. And I feel like whether people are going to tell you or not at this point, people are going to be using it.
That's where I'm at.
People are going to use it, and they're either going to manipulate it to where you can't tell, or they're going to use it as like, I can use this as inspiration to redo in my style or whatever.
Yeah.
A human did it, but I used this image as a reference.
Yeah.
And it feels like that's what they did. Just they also incorporated the AI artwork into it. It's also like clearly the sort of Dolly, like 4x4 or whatever, because the whole movie also takes place in like square format. Because you're basically, the movie's an hour and a half because you're watching
The show.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's just a very clever way. Did you see it?
No, I just love that idea.
How you waited this long to tell me.
Yeah, it's great.
But you're like watching the full show.
Sure.
Then they'll cut to commercial and there's some stuff between, but you're just seeing it. And it's really cool because like the way he plays that guy is perfect. The jokes they're telling are the Carson jokes.
Yeah.
Like I was laughing because they're funny. Like they're kind of making fun of that stuff, you are being like, hey, and that's kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
They're doing it, but in the way they would do it, it seems very authentic with his little sidekick and stuff.
A robot.
Yeah.
He comes out and shakes the camera.
He breaks its little neck. So that's cool. And then it gets into sort of the Halloween sort of stuff. I don't want to say, there's, just see it.
What?
You don't want to say too much.
What'd you really love, you were going to say?
I really love the
Movie.
they did the jokes and stuff the way they would do. Like it was well written in that way. And Dasmalchian takes his crown upon a pile of bones, playing that guy, sort of just the way he plays the late night host and all the stuff he's doing with his face and looking at all the different cameras, and it just feels real, which is great because it's such a. If that didn't work, if he didn't work as that guy, because there's some parts of it that I'm like that maybe they could have trimmed that a little bit or changed this, changed this character a little bit. Whatever. It's an hour and a half. They did their thing.
Yeah. I
don't know who these guys are. Who directed it.
Yeah. I love the idea. I've been wanting to see it.
Yeah, because it's not a, the possession thing. Nothing there. There's nothing there that's really like new.
Sure.
As with anything, but it's never been done with this setup.
Yeah.
And the kind of stuff they bring in, and then the little scary stuff that they bring in. It's all it's just fun to watch.
What do you get it out of one ladyfinger?
God, if I had to go out of one ladyfinger like we do every week, I would say, I think I'd have to give it one ladyfinger. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A perfect ladyfinger?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if so, what is our rating system is 0 ladyfingers or 1 ladyfinger. So it's kind of a toss-up, but I think I'm gonna have to go with my gut and say 1 ladyfinger.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, you heard it here, folks.
So check it if you can.
See
while
that
it's in
movie.
theaters.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
I think I'll be busy because I'm kind of a big deal now, but
Yeah, and I'm kind of a big dill. Freaking Grillo. I'm sponsored by Grillos. A movie that the Nickelodeon. Well, maybe not.
yeah.
So a person we went to see this movie with, she said that really reminded me of Network, and now that's directed by
Sidney Lumet.
Yes, and is that one you've seen yet?
No.
Now she wanted us to go watch that afterwards, and so we didn't. Just too much. I mean, that's 2 hours. And I'm like, hey, I just got done with the 1.5 hour thing. I'm happy about that. Now you want to put on a 2-hour movie from the 70s.
Yeah.
You're going to drive me nuts. So we didn't watch that, but it's on the list. We sent her home. We sent her packing and said, yeah, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
But then I looked, I was like, oh, yes, Mr. Lumet, of course. A Dog Day Afternoon, etc. 12 Angry Men, etc.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see that. I thought she was talking about broadcast news. That's what was in my head.
No.
I was like, William Hurt? But then I was like, well, maybe I should watch that too.
Sure. That's always thrown around as
Like,
a great.
a lot of it seemed very networky, which was a good pull. And I said, that's a good pull. Good for you. Good
for
on you. And I can't wait to see how true it is.
Yeah.
But it's God, it's just, that's all it takes is you got the perfect guy, the perfect little front man there. You know how to write the things you're trying to write, right? You know about the little scare. You know what you want to do.
If it were just so easy every time.
If you could just make it be so easy, I would. But I think I'm happy. I think what's the Immaculate with Miss Sweeney? Todd.
The demon Barbarella from
Hello.
Sweet Street.
Hello. So that's an 1.5 hours.
Huh?
I think the First Omen. We're getting a lot of these.
Yeah, the First Omen is
basically
looking pretty freaky to me. I think I'm gonna have to go see that one.
I keep hearing that it's imagining psychological horror. And I'm like, okay, you're talking it up a little.
Yeah, that's
for
when
the First Omen.
That's when you have to start saying, all right, so it's probably bad.
But we're getting all these little, 1.5 hour horror films that I'm excited to check out. Check out Late Night with the Devil. It's just a little bit of, I'd say campy, but sometimes that can mean, well, they know it's kind of low budget and, but it's not really. It's just like, it's not the scariest thing you're going to see. It's just cool.
Yeah.
The atmosphere and everything. So I did watch that.
I want to see that. That's
Do so. Check it out. Here's something I just need to. I need to.
I knew he had something else to get off his chest.
Mr. Sheets. It has been since my last confession. Went to get coffee on the way here.
Yeah.
Go in, and this is a place by you. Okay.
Coffee shop store.
It's a place where they roasters coffee. So I go, and so this is not around other coffee stores. I go specifically there, right?
Yeah.
I go, I'm going to hit up that place before they close. I walk in, I'm looking at the menu. She says, "What's going on?" I say, "Hey." And so I'm looking at the menu, and then I've been in there just thinking about it for a while. And she goes, "Oh, by the way, our card reader's not working, so I can only take cash right now." So I've been in there long enough where I'm like, okay. I've had a 5 in my wallet for like months.
5 on them.
Right? So I'm about to put a 5 on them. So I get that out. I'm just like, okay, I guess it's time to use this because I can't go anywhere else. There's nowhere else to go around there to get coffee. I've passed my other options.
Okay. Yeah,
so I go, okay. So I'm like, can I do ba-ba-ba? And I go, and, this is all I have. So if we need to scale some of that back, we'll figure that out together, all right? And she just stone colds me. So I'm like, well, we'll start decreasing the options. Okay, whatever. And she's like, so she goes, all right, it's 5:14, but whatever. And I go, okay. I mean, is that we can whatever. I don't need the She goes, that's fine. But so then I give her that, nice of her, but I'm left with nothing to tip with.
Oh.
And I just feel like I have to get that off my chest. I felt bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, should I have gotten something cheaper? I was trying to get something with not that much caffeine.
Right.
But then, for some reason, if you want less caffeine, all those drinks cost more than just coffee. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I should have gotten something. I got the smallest size I could.
Yeah.
You
should have just got regular milk.
Dairy makes me break out in hives. I do love cheese, though.
Snowflake? You're a snowflake?
Snowflakes are actually...
Well, next time you go there,
Actually, snowflakes are... they are all different, and they're beautiful.
Whoa.
Think about that. Snowflakes are actually one of the most interesting things on the planet because two are the same.
Do we know that for sure, by the way?
No, I think statistically that all the snow that's ever fallen.
Because isn't it like there's at least one person in the world that looks exactly like you? Isn't that? I'm about to spread.
These are two things we're spreading. There's probably a bunch of snowflakes that look the same, and there's always one person that looks like you.
We can do it too. I read that once as a boy. There's probably someone in the world that is your doppelganger. You don't know where it is, but they probably have a similar face symmetry to yours.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So same thing with snowflakes, right? There's more snowflakes than there are people.
Yeah.
And if that's true for people, then it's got to be true for snowflakes.
You ever heard of the Ice Age? You don't think from that time when it was snowing all the time, even to now, there hasn't been two that were kind of just like a triangle or something?
There's been a couple repeats.
But how close do we have to get, right? Because if you're looking at the general shape of a snowflake, I mean, I'm making those out of bologna every day. Fold it in 4, bite the middle, bite the sides, unfold it, put it on my face, get into the sauna,
Yeah.
But if you're going microscopic, of course they're different. I mean, then you're just saying that. Like I could say every light bulb is different.
Right. On a
because all the glass that makes it up is different. Well, yeah, I know that. So
of course I know that.
I'm gonna start calling these libtards light bulbs.
Yeah.
We love you guys coming out to the show every week. If you're watching it, you can subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you never miss an episode. If you're listening on a podcast app, make sure to subscribe and give us a rating. And I don't know. We'll be in a movie.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.